Assalamu alaikum, all of you. Good evening. How are you?
We're good.
Good to see you. Thank you. Hello, dear Nada. Good evening. How are you? You are muted. You are muted.
Fine. I just come home from my job and connect here to hear Mr. Pratik.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much. He is just joining us in a while. Assalamu alaikum, Mehbooba ma'am, Ruxana Parveen ma'am. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum, ma'am. How are you?
I'm good, ma'am. Thank you. How about you?
Fine, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you. I'm also fine.
Our speaker is joining in a while now, so please wait. Thank you so much. Okay, Mr. Arvind, I'm going to start. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, good evening. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Good evening, all of you. How are you all? I hope you all are doing well. First of all, I really feel apologetic for being so late. We are facing some technical issue, but now it's been resolved. Thank you so much for joining us. And all the other members, I request you to please join okay, as soon as possible in the given link below. Today we have our respected and beloved honorable guest speaker from India, Dr. Pratik Rajan, and I wholeheartedly welcome him in Global Trainer Academy. And today I'm very glad to have such a young youth with the multitasker and talented personality with us. And he will going to share his success story with us, and welcome him with all rounds of applauses. And now I'm going to over Mr. Arvind. He is my co-host of Global Trainer Academy. He is going to introduce the speaker, and then we will start our program. Yes, Mr. Arvind.
Hello, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, yes, you are audible.
Yes, thank you. There are two types of people who will tell you what you cannot make, that you cannot make a difference in the world. The first person is the one who are afraid. And the second person is the one who will not going to say that he will going to succeed. That according to report. Good evening, good morning, wherever you are around the world. And today, again, we will be hearing, we will be learning full of insights, of knowledge, dear speaker. And surely you will not gonna miss any single message, any single wisdom from our dear speaker. And of course, without further ado, but before that, by the way, I'm going to take this opportunity to again and again, I'm going to extend my heartfelt thanks and gratitude, of course, to Mr. Muhammad Imran, of course, the founder of this Global Trainer Academy, and of course, his legacy that, of course, we are here today because of his legacy. And Sawaira, Chief Executive, thank you so much for the continued support, for the continued legacy. Thank you so much. All right, so without further ado, I am going to introduce to you our dear speaker. Our speaker started his teaching at 16 and have been working in the field of education and research as a professor, scientist, counselor for 11 years, taught to more than 80,000 plus students, and guided 4,000 plus career counseling till date. Honored with 650 plus national, state, and international awards for his contribution in the field of teaching and research. He received 245 honorary doctorates from all over the world and also sets 15 world records. He wrote many papers and articles in various international magazines, journals, and books. A co-author of 7 books and written 1 book on sustainable development goals, which has got many international awards. Visiting faculty in so many national and foreign universities, working as a professor and global educator international internship university or the IIU. Participated as a keynote speaker in many international conferences. Appointed as a plenary minister of sustainable development, Kingdom of Atlantis. My dear fellow educator, students, please help me welcome our dear speaker, an educator, an inspirational personality from India, Jo, Professor Dr. Pratik Rahan Mungekar. Right?
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Well, yes, Dr. Pratik, thank you so much for joining us. Now the stage is yours and start telling everything about yourself. We all are waiting for you.
Yes, sure. Am I audible, all of you?
Yes, completely.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So first, I would like to say and congratulate, pray, and appreciate the person, Mr. Imran Malik, co-founder, respected Imran Malik, co-founder of Global Trainer Academy. He left us last June due to COVID-19. Without him, it couldn't be possible. We really miss him. And I would like to congratulate his daughter, Tawaira Malik. She is running this organization very gracefully. I would like to congratulate her. She is doing great job. And then now I'll start with my talk. So, good evening, good morning, good afternoon when all present here. Mumbai is a city of dreams. In this dream city, many people fulfill their dreams and leave. So I, myself, Dr. Pratik Mungekar, is a person who has made a name for himself in the field of education, research, arts, social services in a short period across the country and the world. I was born into a typical Maharashtrian family in Mumbai. The family consists of 4 members, myself, my parents, and a younger sister. My father, Rajan Mungekar, was a kabaddi player and textile mill worker. He initially worked in a private company, but when the company closed down, he got a job as a mill worker at the Morarji mill in Mumbai. Due to the poor financial condition of our family, he had to leave his education and take up a job to fulfill their siblings' education and household responsibilities. After his marriage, he was frequently accompanied by his wife. So my mother, Mrs. Manisha Mungekar, she fulfilled her duties as a mother and housewife. She has also worked in many small-scale companies to earn for the education of me and my younger sister. How can children be nurtured while caring for children? She constantly tried for this. She completed the children's education by mortgaging all her jewelry to complete both of us for schooling and higher education. No one reached out for the education of their children. It was the wish of our parents that their children should grow up with a good education. The mother was constantly struggling for both the children, me and my younger sister, to come out on top in different competitions. Special emphasis was laid on the study preparation of both the children's recitation, drawing, beautiful handwriting, etc. Along with education, she also emphasizes on us that to learn singing, playing instruments, dance, oratory, storytelling, painting, writing, poetry, verse reading, and frequent encouragement to participate in all extracurricular activities and competitions. She always think, how can children be the first to take the responsibility of going where there is the competition? This, my mother, who strives for it and can be called really a great woman. The greatness of my mother was that without wanting money, comforts, only my children should be, she thinks only my children should be highly educated. We were not able to get an education due to the circumstances, but our children should get a good education. That's what she thinks. Growing up under the tutelage of such parents and being aware of the real situation, I had a different dream at an early age. I started taking steps to fulfill my dreams of becoming a great scientist in India with a higher education. So my early education, kindergarten to the 3rd standard, was done in RM Bhatt High School in Mumbai only, and further education from 4th standard to 10th was done at Swami Vivekananda Vidya Mandir, which was in Dombivli near Mumbai. She made a name for himself in school life. I was very active in all extracurricular activities when I was in school. So I started at the age of 16 to earn money or to earn for my higher education. I started taking coaching classes in Mumbai. And initially I started from class 5 to 10th standard so that I could help my parents and to bear the cost of my education. Since I was interested in teaching from the beginning, I continue my education for the sake of teaching. I studied for a diploma in technical and applied chemistry from the well-known autonomous college, VJTI. I got the opportunity to work as a professor in the same college from which I completed my diploma. Then I completed my engineering in biotechnology, and then I've done my PhD in spectroscopy, analytical chemistry. While pursuing my higher education, I was also guided by a renowned world scientist and my beloved guru, Padma Vibhushan, Dr. Raghunath Mashelkar. Considering Mashelkar's ideology as an ideal, I continued my journey on the path of progress. Today, I mark my 12th anniversary of symbolism in the field of education, teaching, and research. During these 12 years, I have educated more than 8,000 plus students and also career counseling more than 4,000 students free of cost. I have been honored with more than 650 plus international awards, national awards, state awards for my contribution in the field of teaching and research, and received more than 245 plus honorary doctorates from all over the world. At the tender age of just 27, I became the only Indian to set 15 world records in the field of education, teaching, and research. So I made a significant contribution to more than 100 international conferences as a keynote speaker on a wide range of topics, including global, cultural, ideological, scientific. I have also written one book based on the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals named Introduction to Sustainable Development Goals, which has won several international awards and now become a part of, and I would proud to say that now this book become a part of the Atlantean education program. And also in Singapore government also, they have accepted my book in their curriculum. More than 35 plus research papers were published in various international, national, journal, magazines, newspapers. I have co-authored many books on various topics while doing all this. And I'm also taking Indian classical vocal music training of the Jaipur Atroli Gharana style. There are, in India, there are Hindustani classical music and the Carnatic classical music. There are two streams. So I studied, I'm still learning the classical vocal music of the Jaipur Atroli Gharana style. There are different gharanas and each gharana has a specific style of presenting a raga. So I am belonging to Jaipur Atroli Gharana. Today, you can say I am the first Indian to be appointed as the Planetary Minister of Sustainable Development of newly emerging the Kingdom of Atlantis, a decentralized sovereign kingdom. I'm the first youngest Indian whose book Introduction to the Sustainable Development Goals, which is non-academic in nature, but now part of a Atlantean education program. First youngest Indian to receive 245 plus honorary doctorates from all over the world. First youngest professor who taught to more than 8,000 plus students and career guided 4,000 plus students till date, and the count is still on. First Indian who has 650 plus. These all are my records, world records, international, national, state awards at the age of 27 for my contribution in the field of teaching and research. I'm the first youngest Indian to receive 125 plus honorary high degrees across the globe. First Indian to be appointed by 35 plus international organizations on various high positions at the same time. First youngest Indian to be appointed as an ambassador by 36 organizations of many countries in almost all disciplines. First youngest professor to start teaching at the age of 16, and the age of 27, I have completed my 12 years of teaching. And first Indian to receive royal and prestigious titles such as Lecturus Magnificus, LM, from the Philippines, and HRS 5-star Duke title from the Singapore government and the Kingdom of Atlantis. So this is about my journey from childhood to now till date. Thank you.
Wow, this is completely amazing. You are continuously counting the first. It's mean that you think, and of course, after listening your statement, we also think that no doubt you are number one in your perspective and in your educational field.
And I'm not saying that Dr. Pratik is the first Indian. I'm saying first Indian, because
First Indian.
Indians are, we all are unite. Okay, we believe unity in diversity. So that is why I'm constantly saying first Indian, because we all are, you can say, lucky and blessed to be born in such an amazing country like India.
Yes, of course, definitely. But after listening your statements and your journey, what I was saying that we now think that you are number one in your field. By the grace of God, you did an amazing job, and we highly appreciate your efforts and dedication towards your educational and professional field. Thank you so much for sharing your journey. Okay, so after listening a wonderful journey from Dr. Pratik, I would like to request Mr. Arvind to please ask something.
Yes, thank you so much, ma'am. And sir, very impressive talk. Yes, while I'm listening to you, I said, wow, very impressive man. How could he? In just at young age, you're teaching. All right. So you are already a channel of blessing. And you know what? Not only, all right, so not only in your country, but all around the world. Well, that's very impressive. And you know what, sir? Anyway, as I'm listening to you, I am amazed, and you're spectacular. You're a brainy person. You are very knowledgeable enough. In dealing those kind of. I know that you encounter different circumstances in life, sir. Okay, so while you are going pursuing to your dreams, to your goals in life, I know that it comes across to your life in your journey. There is something like problems that you encounter. Can I ask something, sir?
Yes, sure.
Okay, so I know that you are, maybe you are on the peak, okay, of the success of your goals in life. All right, so I'm going to ask you if what is the worst circumstances or setbacks that happens to you so far. Okay, so in your life. Okay,
Yeah,
so what is the worst
yeah.
setbacks?
Yeah, just like I said, my financial condition was very poor, very, very poor. So when I was doing my engineering, in engineering, we have to spend lot of money in the fees. So my biotechnology fees are in lakhs per year. So, and we don't have that much amount of money. So I constantly working, I used to teach 12 hours a day. And in between that struggle, I lost my voice also because of constantly teaching. And when I started my teaching, for 1 hour I used to get only 50 rupees. So if I taught in a day 5 hours, I'll get 250 rupees. And that's you can say that the way I started my career. And that was the biggest, you can say, most, I don't think, but I'll say proudly that was the most amazing experience while uh, going through that particular phase. That was a difficult phase, but I enjoyed that also. Okay, I I woke up to at a 5 o'clock and going this thing. My lectures starts that day, that time. My lecture, you can say, they have my lecture usually starts at 7 a.m. in the morning, and I go to I used to travel by train to reach my coaching class. Then 7 to 10 I constantly teach. Then I have to go to my college. So 10 to 4 I go for my college, and then again 5 to 10 I used to teach every day. And in weekends also, Saturday, Sunday, college is not there. So I used to start my day at 7. So 7 to 2 teaching. Then then lunch, and again 4 to 9. So Saturday, Sundays, like that my schedule was there. And during festival seasons also, I constantly did my teaching role. So that was, you can say, a struggling period for me and for my family, but I enjoyed thoroughly.
Wow.
Because of that, I would have been achieved this much, I must say.
Yes, very impressive, sir. Very impressive. In fact, you showed us that it's all because of your attitude. Okay, so you have set your goals to achieve this, or your dreams, or every one of us. I know every one of us has our own dreams in life. Okay, so the first that you said is that you have that attitude. Wow, very impressive. You have that attitude that despite of setbacks, despite of problems that you may encounter, I have goal. I need to finish this. I need to reach this. Wow, very impressive, sir. Thank you so much, sir. And of course, despite of those problems in life that you have surpassed, can I ask, is there someone that whom you are so thankful that because of that person, or he is the one that a part of your life? Because of him,
In the beginning
become
also, I said my parents, my mother, my father, and of course, my guru, without whom this journey would not be possible.
of course, yes, that's right. Your guru and of course your
There are
family.
3 persons in my life without whom I can't think anything.
Yeah, you're right, sir. Of course, family and your guru, of course, there's always there, no matter what. Okay, thank you so much, sir. Very impressive answer and very knowledgeable and fantastic, very nice. And the experience of yours, I know that we can reflect on. Okay, we could say that, oh, this is a very good example. Yes, and I will going to pursue our dreams despite, because sir, you are one of the example that there is no such difficult things as long as there is love, there is happiness in your heart. Thank you so much, sir.
I believe that one more thing I would like to say, that I believe situations taught us. Okay, there are different phases of life which we travel from the birth to till date, but every situation comes in our life. Situations taught us something that is very important for us, that is very important for our growth as a human, as a person, everything. So conclusion, I would like to say that the conclusion of my answer is that situations taught me more than the you can say teachers or gurus. Okay, I face a lot of situations, and from that situations I learn a lot: how to behave, how to talk, how to present yourself, how to learn, how to inculcate knowledge, how to teach to students, how to solve their problems, how to face difficult, you can say, problems, situations. So everything comes around the you can say situations. So situations taught me a lot.
Yes. Okay. So yes. Thank you so much, Ma'am Huma.
Yes. Yes. Thank you so much, Mr. Pratik. A very wonderful input. Thanks a lot. So, just you talk about situations, right? That we always work regarding the situation, that what's the situation is, just handle the situation or the pressure according to the situation. We should handle each and every task according to the situation, right? The same thing you did. So my question is to you, that you have so much leadership skills, like recently we all just heard about you. So please tell us that how do you handle your stressful situations and working under pressure?
Yeah, that's a good question. I would say a little bit of stress can actually be a motivator for me. I use the pressure to stay focused on my task and produce work more efficiently. When I'm under a tight deadline, some pressure, I use my time management skills to stay on the top of my task and get the most important ones done first. And I find that communicating with my, you can say, friends, colleagues, team regularly also helps me to manage my stress and keep situations under control. So that's my answer.
That's a
Yes.
great thing. Okay, so you have just talked about your book, that you have written your book and published all around the world. It's famous also as well. So could you please tell us something regarding your book so that our listeners can get to know about your book, how you plot your book, how can you get your the idea that okay, I'm going to write something. Please talk about your book.
Yeah,
Say something.
in the lockdown, I'm studying. Actually, this is my second book. Okay, first I have written one book on textile chemistry. There is a huge book, 650 pages. In the lockdown, I have studied. In India, Dr. V.A. Shanai, sir, was the pioneer of textile chemistry, and he has written 10 volumes on textile chemistry. So 40,000 pages total are there. So he has written 40,000 pages, 10 volumes on textile chemistry. So I have studied that 10 volumes, 40,000 pages. I have gone through it. I have read, research, study, took guidance from my professors. And I have written 2 volumes on textile chemistry, part 1 and part 2. But that book, the strength of the book is too large. So that book is now in the process of publishing. And after this, when I submitted my manuscript, then many organizations asked me to present on these topics, sustainable development goals. So many of them have asked me to present. Could you do quality? Could you present one goal number 4, quality education for us? We would like to listen from you, your views on education, and that's how the journey started. So I have participated more than 100 international conferences, and then the interest develops. And then I have decided that I have written so many articles. So I think I should write a book on sustainable development goals. And then immediately when I thought I should write, immediately from that day onwards, I started writing a book on sustainable development goals. And within 15 days, I'm done with my all 17 chapters. Then, and one of the, you can say, in Feb 2021, I have received honorary doctorate from Brampton International University. So when I complete with the manuscript of this SDG book, the Brampton University director, Dr. Eluri sir, called me and asked me that on the 24th October 2021, we are organizing one international United Nations organizing one international conference on sustainable development goals, and we would like to invite you, and we are honored to give you an international sustainable development goals award. So on that occasion, we would like to hear your points of view, your views on sustainable development goals. Then immediately I asked to Mr. Eluri that I just now finished the SDG book. So can we publish on the same day, because it's a United Nations Day celebration. 24 October is generally a United Nations Day celebration. So on that day we can we publish my book? So he immediately said, yes, we are so honored to publish your book. And then I contact to publishing company, and I spoke with them, and I told them to I need immediate immediate this thing publication, and I need immediate my copies, because I need to go to Hyderabad for attending my conference, and in that conference I have a book launch. So publishing house also that time they were in shock. In 10 days, how would we do the process? I said, no, in anyhow, I need my copies. In anyhow, whatever you need to do, please do for me, because the day is very important for me, because it's a United Nations celebration day, and I have written United Nations 17 Sustainable Development Goals. So they helped me a lot, and on 21st October I have received my all copies, and then I went to Hyderabad. I successfully launched my book on the United Nations Day celebration. I have received award from United Nations also, and that's how the book journey is there.
Okay, so tell me one thing first of all, that you are a human being or any electrical machine is inserted in your body. This is something beyond excitement. You are completely an inspirational personality for our listeners, Mr. Pratik. We are really proud of you. Okay, so I would like to know that what types of books do you enjoy reading? Do you read books rather than your academic books or writing something?
I'm
Love?
a reader. I have read 4,000 plus 5 books when I was in school. I have a huge collection of books, all types of books. Okay, I have read Mahabharata, the epic, 18 volumes total. So in nowadays they have the brief books are there, Mahabharata and Ramayana, short stories. But I have read the original Mahabharata, which was in Sanskrit, and the translation is in Marathi. We Maharashtrian, my mother tongue is Marathi. So I have read those 18 volumes. There are Bhishma Parva, Drona Parva. These are the volumes names. So I have read that 18 volumes. Then I have read Ramayana, then Vedas. In India, there are 4 Veds. Okay, on that 4 Vedas, Yugved, Rugved, Yajurved, Samved, and Atharvaved. These are the 4 pillars of Indian culture, and you can say everything in India are based on these 4 Vedas. So I have read that. I have read that Vedas also. Then I love to recite the shlokas, verses. Okay, I have recite and memorize the Bhagavad Gita, entire Bhagavad Gita, 18 adhyayas when I was in school. So one of the shlokas I want to say that, see, like in Sanskrit, I would like to you can say 2 or 3 shlokas for you to understand how Bhagavad Gita and how these epic granthas of India's, lot of knowledge, lot of you can say there is a difference between information and knowledge. So in these granthas, when I used to read, I have gained lot of knowledge, because information is everywhere. If you type something on Google, you'll get lot of information, but there is a difference between information and knowledge. So when I read those books, I would say I gain so much of knowledge. Okay, so but in Bhagavad Gita we have shlokas. Okay, so you can say I'll recite some of shlokas for the listeners. For example, Dharma kshetre kurukshetre samaveta mamaka pandavashaiva kimakurvata sanjaya. Sanjaya uvacha drishtva tu pandavanikam dhyudam duryodhanastada acharyam upasangamya nana shastra prahatnami. So these are the shlokas. Pashyaitam pandu putranam acharya mahatim chamum vyudam drupada putra vashishyena dhimata atra shura maheshwasa bhimarjuna samayudhi yuyodhano viratasya drupadasya maharataha Ushtaketushekitana Kashirajasya Viryavan Purujit Kunti Bojasya Shaivasya Narapungavaha Yudamanyusya Vikranta Uttamaujasya Viryavan Saubhadro Draupadeyasya Sarvaeva Maharatha. So these kind of verses, shlokas, I used to read, then their meanings behind logics, and I used to recite all those shlokas every day. So so your question is what kind of books I like. I write every kind of books. I read novels, epics, stories, then my academic books. Okay, then biology, biographies. So I read everything. I enjoyed when I read something, articles, magazines. So I'm a keen reader, I must say.
That's a good answer. Thank you very much for your wonderful input. Okay, there is one question arising in my mind that you have written 2 books, right? First textile chemistry and the second one on SGG. Okay, so my question is to you that while writing a book, while writing on a paper, what is the most difficult part of your writing process?
See, in writing process, the most difficult part is our expression. You know, for example, suppose I have I'm writing one topic, you can say no poverty. Okay, so if I search it on Google, no poverty, I'll get many articles, many information. Okay, many books are available nowadays easily. But as a writer, my responsibility is what? To write my expression, to write my point of views, to write my thoughts on the same concept. For say suppose poverty, okay, lot of writers, lot of academicians, lot of researchers have already written on the same topic. So how would I go different? How would I write unique? Okay, so for something, I go through all the, you can say, all the write-ups which are already available, and then I come to know that this is already written, this is already written, this is already written. So now what should I write? That should be different also, on the same context also, and should be unique also. So that's my expression. You can say anyone wants to write, they should write their expressions. Okay, so that's a very difficult part. Everything is already written on the same topic. So how my writings should be different from the others writers? So that approach, that, you know, the knack is very difficult to catch. So that was that is the very biggest task, to express ourselves in a proper manner, in terms of language, in terms of thought, okay, in terms of context. Your writing should relevant the topic throughout, from start to end. So these are very important aspects. While writing, one should think on this, you can say, aspects. See how to write, how to present your thought in a positive manner, in a well-framed sentences. You know, your language should have the dignity also. You cannot use slang language while expressing your thought. You cannot use slang language. So your language should be dignified also. Okay, so I think I have answered your question.
Yeah, you answered very briefly, and you are addressing your statements in a very intellectual and professional way. Thank you. Mr. Arvind, continue, please.
Yes, ma'am. While I'm listening, I enjoying while our dear speaker is speaking and telling his answer. All right, but sir, I have one last. All right, so is it true since you are writing books, you are an author, national, international? Is it true when you are planning to write? Is there someone that whom you anchored? Okay, your like for example, I want to write something like this. Anchored to someone as an inspiration.
I will come from exam or biography.
Hello.
Yes, Arvind, continue. Please continue.
Okay, so is there someone, sir? All right, is there someone that you need anchored or to as inspiration in your writing? In
Yeah,
books?
my inspiration is always my guru, Gunath Mashirkar. He's a world-renowned scientist. He has written many articles, research papers. So I always inspire how he writes so gracefully, and when I read those books and those articles, I always inspire. This is the level of article. Okay, this is a level of review paper. This is the level of anything. So in my always when I write, I always in my mind always I think that this is the level I need to reach at least. Okay, I can't go beyond that because that's the ultimate. That's why he is guru. So I can't cross that barrier, but I can you can nearly match that level. So always this thought, always I always think that way.
All right.
Perfect.
So, yes,
Perfect.
well,
Thank you.
answer,
Thank
sir.
you, Mr.
Impressed. Yes,
Yes,
I
you
was
are
amazed
good.
with your answer, sir. Yes. All right. So, by the way, if there's someone to our guest tonight who would like to
Yeah. Mehbooba ma'am, Mehbooba ma'am.
How are you? Assalamu alaikum, dear Humasa. How are you?
Yes, ma'am, I'm good. Thank you very much.
Okay. Dr. Poti, how are you, dear?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm also fine. I'm Mahbooba Laila. So, Dr. Poti, we know you are a scientist, professor, global educator, published author, and also a counselor, right?
Yes.
So, I would like to ask you, behalf of GTA, whom do you counsel and how do you counsel them? Please tell us something.
How do you? Sorry,
Counsel.
pardon.
Counsel.
How? Okay. So you want to say the counseling process?
Yes.
Okay. So see, when students come to me for counseling, I would not tell them this is the profession is good. This is the profession is good. This profession has very high scope, or you'll get a lot of money by doing this, by doing that. I would never say this kind of statements. I will ask first that what you like, what you want to do in your life. And then they'll answer, I want to become this, I want to become that. Then I'll tell them that go for it, go ahead. I know the protocols, I know the eligibility criteria for what you are saying. So these are the eligibility criteria. Okay, these are the colleges. That much you have to do. That much you have to do, or what you require, what you less. So that things I would suggest I would suggest, the word is suggest, the word suggestion is very important. I will not order them, or I will not force them. I would suggest ki if you want to become a doctor, if you want to become an engineer, then these are the requirements. These are the top-notch colleges, and you lack these things, and you need to work on this. And if you have any problem or you are facing difficulty, you can ask me that. Okay, but what you like, you do first. Okay, you know, we have in the phase of this thing, adulthood, we have lot of influences. Okay, there are so many students. Okay, so they when they approach, they generally says that my mother is telling me to do engineering, my father is telling me to go for medical, and you know, in my there are so many relatives. Okay, they are saying me go for that, go for this, go for there. Okay, so I was very confused. So what should I do? So then my answer for this kind of situation or consequences the students of that particular student face, I would say to her or him that don't listen to anyone. Please respect everyone. They all are experienced. Okay, and they sharing their experiences. Okay, they're sharing their thoughts. Okay, for the betterment of your you can say life, but you should not do what they are saying. You should go for what you like. Okay, because you know there is a difference. If I don't like painting, suppose I don't like painting, and I have a job to paint 10 paintings in a day, I don't like. So that job is you can say tedious, terrible, horrible for me when I work. But if I love painting, then I can draw hundreds of paintings in a day. So in India, we call it as, in Hindi, we call it as अगर तुम्हें जो पसंद है वो अगर तुम करोगे तो तुम्हें वो काम नहीं लगेगा, और अगर तुम्हें पसंद नहीं है वो अगर तुम करोगे तो तुम्हें वो काम लगेगा. If you don't like to do whatever the work you have assigned, then that work will cause you a stress, tension, pressure, everything. But if you like to do whatever you want to do, then that you can say that kind of thing will give you a real happiness, money, prosperity, wealth, wisdom, everything. So that is my answer to your question, ma'am. Thank you.
Wow, great counseling. Thank you so much.
What-
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mehbooba ma'am, for the question, and thank you, Mr. Pratik, for your answer. Okay, so one thing I would like to add over here, then Rukhsana Yasmeen ma'am will ask the question. That Mr. Pratik, my question is to you, that we are moving towards the final phase of our program. So you are going to tell me the most important point related to education, that you are the wonderful achiever in the education field. And my question will be to you, that how can you relate the education for the students to make them with the fun, to learn them with fun and relevant? This is my question. And by the way, Rukhsana Yasmeen ma'am, Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam. How are you all?
Thank you very much, ma'am. Please continue. You can.
Yes. This
Yes.
is very important and interesting question, and I would like to answer this question in a more elaborative manner. So remember, when you were a child and kindergarten was a time to play and learn to tie your shoes, well, times have changed. It seems like all we hear about is the common code standards, and you can say how politicians are pushing for students to be college ready. So how can we make learning fun again? So there are some techniques. I'm explaining now 10 techniques to help you to engage students in the classroom, or you can say anywhere in the university also. So first technique is create simple science experiments. Okay, incorporating anything that is hands-on is a great way to make learning fun. So try simple science experiments that will have students exploring density and buoyancy, or try any hands-on experiments. Before introducing any of these concepts, use a graphic organizer to have students predict what they think will happen during even experiments they conduct. So this is the first technique. Then second technique, allow students to work together. This is very important. There has been extensive research on using cooperative learning strategies in the classroom. So research says that when students work together, they retain information quicker and longer. They develop critical thinking skills and they build their communication skills. So those are just a few of the benefits of cooperative learning has on students. Then third technique, I would like to say, incorporate hands-on activities. So hands-on activities are a fun way for students to learn. Alphabet activities, or not just for preschoolers, use fun, then hands-on alphabet, math, English, and geography activities to help students to learn in a memorable way. Then fourth technique is give students a brain break. So elementary students work very hard each day and they deserve a little break. For most teachers, it's easy to see when students have had enough and are in need of quick pick-me-up. So research has shown that students learn best when they have a brain break throughout the school day. Then next technique is go on a field trip. So what's more fun than a field trip? Field trips are a great way for students to connect what they are learning in school with the outside world. They get a hands-on view of everything they learn in school, and they get to connect what they learn to what they are seeing at the exhibit. Then next technique is make review time fun. When your students hear the words, it's review time. You may hear few sighs and groans. You can turn those groans into greens if you make it a fun learning experience. Then next is incorporate technology into lessons. So technology is a great way to make learning fun. A lot of research have shown that using technology in the classroom can increase student learning and engagement, while using, you can say, overhead projectors and tabletop computers, laptops can still facilitate students' interest. They just may become a thing of the past. Smartphones and tablets offer a variety of classroom apps that can meet all your students' instructional needs. Then next technique is create fun learning center. Any activity that gets students working together and moving around will be fun. So create fun learning centers that give students a choice of study topics. You can also design centers that allow them to use the technology, laptops, computers, electronic devices, gadgets, apps, everything. Then next is teach to students' ability. Teach to students' ability. Like most educators, you probably learn about, you can say, there are multiple intelligence theory. When you were in college, when you were in school, you learn about the, you can say, types of intelligence, that guide the way we learn and process information. So use those theories to teach to each student's ability. This will make learning much easier for the student as well as a lot more fun. Then, and lastly, I would say limit your class rules. Too many class rules and exceptions can hinder learning. So when the classroom environment resembles a boot camp, where is all the fun? So choose specific, or you can say 3 to 5 specific and attainable rules, and try to adhere to, you can say, those limits. So that's my answer to your question. So these are the techniques. These are the
Excellent.
techniques by which, by using those techniques, the learning gonna be fun. Thank you.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you so much. Lajawab. Thank you. Okay. Ruxana Yasmin, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
yes. Thank you, Humasha. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum. Good evening, everyone. Dr. Pratik Rajan Mungekar, we are really overwhelmed to hear your success story program. We got to know and learn a lot from your speech. Everyone works is an inspiration. I want to know who inspired you to do such an impressive job, your impressive job.
Yeah, I'm constantly saying my parents, my guru inspired me a lot. Every day, every minute, every second, they inspired me from in various situations also. While studying, while working, while traveling, while going somewhere, they always inspire me through their actions, through their behavior, through their wisdom of words, through their caring. So that's what I can say, that they are the inspirations, they are my pillars. Without them, this would not possible. This would not possible for anyone. Okay, because parents and gurus are the main, you can say, backbone of any culture. Without parents, we can't do anything. So they are the inspirations for everyone and always.
Thank you. Thank you. Really, we are very enjoyed your success story program. Hear you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Ruxana ma'am. So it's mean, Mr. Pratik, your the reason behind your success is your guru, in short.
In short, right.
In short. Okay, Ji. Thank you very much, Mr. Pratik. So in the last, I would like to say that please give some advice to our listeners, some tips and tricks for their future regarding their profession, life, educational field, anything you want to say to our listeners.
I would. It's a nice question. So you can say one of the biggest mistakes we make is that we assume. Mistake we make is that one of the biggest mistakes we make is that we assume. We always learn from our mistakes. I have met enough people who learn little from their own stupidity. So we all know these people. In fact, we probably are these people. You know why? It is damn hard to learn from your mistakes. I have never met someone who actually enjoyed failing. Let's be honest. No one likes to make mistakes and lose their time, energy, or money. So that's why we need to make an effort to learn from the things that we wish we didn't do. So learning from your mistakes does not happen automatically. It requires thinking and reflection. So here is my reflection. I would like to say that first, don't think you know everything. Don't think you know everything. There is a word for people who think they know everything. I meet a lot of people all the time. They are saying, I know this, I know that, I'm there, I was there, I'm here, I'm that. And the reason I recognize them is that I used to be one. So every time you don't listen to people smarter than you, when you want to sound smart or you or think you know it all, you are being an idiot. It's time to move your ego to the side and understand that life is not about impressing others. Life is not about impressing others. So it's about fulfillment, collaboration, and the common good. If you want to achieve those things, you need to be humble. But there is a good news for people who, you can say, get annoyed by such kind of people, idiots. If they don't decide to become humble, life will make them humble at some point. Then second, I would like to say, never blame people for your unhappiness. Never blame people for your unhappiness. As a child, you are taken care by others. That may be your parents, siblings, family members, foster parents, or any other person who takes responsibility. Hence, you assume that someone is responsible for you. But that's not true. When you grow up, you are responsible for you. So never look at others when you are unhappy. And it is not fair to the people in your life. Instead, accept your unhappiness and do something about it. Then third, you can say, suggestion, stop wasting time on losers. Stop wasting time on losers. There is a big chance the people in your environment don't strive for the same things as you. At some point in my 20s, I was surrounded by people who dropped out of college, were doing, you can say, drugs and went out every week. But it doesn't have to be that obvious. Many people live a timid life, people who don't want anything from the life and who spend their time watching TV, watching anything. Don't give your time to those people. The cost is high. You might become one of them. Then love. Love is not what you think. Love is not what you think. Most of us have this twisted idea about life. I want them to treat me this and this way. Who are you to claim such a thing? And if the other doesn't live up to our expectation, we flip out or leave. So that's called conditional love. Strive for the opposite. I'm still learning this. It's difficult to let go of your expectations about love, but you have to. Otherwise, you will never be happy in your relationships. Then you actually don't have a lot of time. So when you are young, you think you have an endless sea of time. You can do anything you want. And then you blink and you are celebrating your 28th, 25th, 38th birthday. It's a matter of simple math. Just ask yourself these questions. How much time I'm wasting on things that give me zero fulfillment? Do I like my job? Do I like the people in my life? The answer to these kind of questions will give you clarity about how well you are spending your time. Then you are probably not as awesome as you think. There is always someone better looking, cooler, smarter, stronger. You name it, you always. So stop thinking you're awesome. Compared to what? Because the statement implies you're comparing yourself to others. Just be yourself and don't just be yourself. I repeat, just be yourself and don't compare yourself with others. And lastly, I would say learning never stops. Look, when you stop learning and developing yourself, you are dead. I'm not kidding. When I got out of college, I stopped learning. Guess what? I felt stuck after, you can say, 3 to 4 years. So that's my advice, that push yourself to learn something every day. If you're not getting better, you are getting worse. So doing hard things gives you more pleasure. I always say improving yourself, working out, saving money, then building a, you can say, small business, helping others, investing time in your relationship. It's all hard when you do it right. But doing those hard things will have more return on your life, time, energy, and money. When you do something that requires a lot of efforts, you feel good about it. So when you are tired and still good, when you're tired, go to gym for a hard workout, you feel a sense of accomplishment and pride. That's this is one example that's unrevealed. So it's the same with your career also. If you're not doing hard things, don't be surprised if you don't feel alive. And lastly, being alone will make you more at peace. It's a dangerous sign if you can never be alone. I come from a very middle class family, and I always have had, you can say, close friends. But I realized that I needed to be alone to grow. So I went on my abroad trips for myself also. But that was not enough. I decided to go to some place where, when you are alone, you have time to know who you are. You have time to know who you are. When you are always with others, you are just a product of the other people in your life. So sometimes you need to distance yourself from others. It will make you a better person. So that's the conclusion of my answer. Thank you.
How beautiful
That's
you address.
impressive, sir. Very impressive. And I hope, Ma'am Humasha, I hope that those words from Doc Pratik will going to grow in our heart, that someday we can say that, wow, thank you for Doc Pratik. Because of him, I am what I am right now. Because of his wisdom that he had implanted to us. Thank you so much. Impressive.
Thank you, everyone. And I would like to thank each one of you, a great audience. And you know, there are so many friends of mine are there. Professor Nada is there, my sister and best friend. And
Yes, I want to also tell something for our Dr. Pratik, amazing person. So happy to have him in my life, like a friend, like a colleague, like a professor. And really, for any question, for communication, collaboration, for any work, not, as Dr. Pratik said, only biotechnology, science, in every field. He's involved in every field. And I say you can take, he will help you, you will make a conversation with him, and if you have some kind of dilemma, some kind of questions, really you can argue that with him. A great person, and really happy to know him again. Also, their Pratik, like Getia, is my family. Huma, Roxana, Mabuba. So I said you that my first days were here on Global Trainer Academy. Our dear sir Imran, he was the first person who gives me, and I'm very sorry that you didn't met him, because he gave us, and in our mind, in our hearts, many things that helped me to fight on this global level.
Thank you. And a heartfelt gratitude to Global Trainer Academy, Huma Shah, then wonderful host, Erwin Rosales. Sorry, I pronounce wrong. Heartfelt gratitude, and thank you for the opportunity you gave me to express my thoughts, to elaborate my journey. Thank you so much. Forever grateful. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Pratik. And today I'm very glad and, I'm feel very vivacious after listening your story that how dexterously you explained each and every phrase and point of your life in an hour. That's really fantastic. And one more thing, agar aap bataएं तो, there is a one student of our exclusive junior member हैं ये हमारे, तो he is asking to me कि ma'am please ask him आपकी एज क्या है, what's your age? After listening his journey, he is so inspired. He is asking कि age क्या है.
I started, see, it's a simple mathematics. I started teaching at 16 and this year I completed my 12 years of teaching. So that's my age. So I'm just 27 in coming July.
You are 27?
27, 28 running.
28 running. Wow, this is really a very awesome.
Really awesome. 27 years. You are a scientist, you are a writer, you are an author, you are an educationist. I think you are all-rounder in educational platform.
Thank you.
Dr. Huma, what you said on the side of psychology for this,
Sorry?
is this a phenomena? What you say?
Ma'am Nada, you are not clear.
I think on the side of psychology, as you, so what you say for Dr. Pratik with the 27 years for his success, for his story?
Yes.
Lord, this is something a very tricky question for me, that how can I define Dr. Pratik in front of camera right now, that on the psychological basis, I think
How
that
possible? Yes.
Dr. Pratik on daily basis, hypothalamus, continuously accepting the millions and billions of neurons.
Yes.
Yes.
How it possible?
I really don't.
Really, we are overwhelmed.
Yeah, we are really overwhelmed. And basically, this is basically honored and the blessings of your family, of your guardian, and of your parents. That's what you are right now.
Yes, absolutely.
Credit goes to your parents and guru.
Yes, 100%.
Yes, and that the Pratik don't go to sleep.
Really, we are really enjoyed this session. We are really enjoyed this session.
I must say, you are doing great work. So for organizing such programs, you are doing absolutely great work.
Thank you.
I've gone through this thing, global academy training schedules also. So you are inviting such an amazing personalities, and you have good listeners also. I must say, you have good listeners also.
Yes.
Dignitary, global educator. So that you are so lucky that you are, you can say, you have such an amazing audience for your shows, because nowadays we don't get audience due to this is the advantage of corona pandemic, that we are audiences are we get audience, and we get good educated, you can say dignified audience. So I would like to thank you also for that. Thank you.
Global Trainer Academy we always work on the quality rather than the quantity. And we are working and doing and running different sorts of program, and the success story program is one of all these programs. And wholeheartedly, finally, thank you so much, Mr. Pratik. And today I'm very happy, and Nada is 110% true कि आज आप रात नहीं सोइएगा, आज आप बहुत ज़्यादा खुश हैं, हम भी खुश हैं. Thank you so much. Okay. No, Tom, do you want to say something? You're raising your hand. No. Okay. Mr. Arvind, are you here? Mr. Arvind?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Please conclude the program. I'm sorry. Please conclude the program.
All right. So again and again, thank you so much to our dear speaker. All right. So Professor Dr. Pratik Rahan. All right. So thank you so much, sir, for the insights, for the wisdom that you had imparted us. Again, I'm hoping and praying that those insights that you have instilled to us, we, the educators, the learners who are listening while you are talking, I hope that it will grow to our heart and to our minds, that someday, somehow, we could say that thank you to Dr. Pratik. That because of him, okay, we have reached our goal. Because of him, we inspired. And in fact, what you have said is very inspiring, very impressive, 100%, sir. Thank you so much. I salute you. All right, so of course, before this, of course, we would like to thank to all those who are participants that never get stopped, never get tired of listening and get inspired to our to this organization, the Global Trainer Academy. Thank you so much. And of course, Ma'am Sawaira, Malik, okay, thank you so much also. And to my beautiful co-host, thank you so much. So all participants, wherever you are around the world, thank you so much. God bless everyone.
Thank you very much, Mr. Arvind. Wonderful conclusion. Million thanks to Dr. Pratik and our GTA members from, thank you so much Vietnam, thank you so much Bangladesh, thank you so much India, Indonesia, Malaysia, and all around the world. We are the global family. Thank you so much. See you soon. By the way, see you tomorrow for our the day 2, episode 2 program of Scholar program. And thank you so much. Allah Hafiz. Have a good day, good evening. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Don't worry and be happy. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank